Hello, my name is Ethan and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Delirium League 3.10. In this episode, I'm going to go through CI, Chaos Inoculation, Energy Shield, Stone Golem build guide. Hope you guys enjoy. I first want to go over the life version. Thank you guys so much for all the support. 75 likes, only 6 dislikes. Wow, you guys really like the Stone Golem build. So now I'm going to show you the ES version of the Stone Golem build to it's only better if you can afford it. So it allows a higher min max than the life version because you get Chaos Knock and the items can scale harder. Okay, so first I wanted to start off by showing this was the life version without spectres. Okay, so 4.7 million and 5880 life. Now I'll show you my CIES version without spectres. Wait. Oh wait. Okay, almost there. Okay, here we go. Wait. Fixed. Right, because we don't have spectres in this one. So this is no spectres. So we had 4.6 with 7200 ES, and we were CI, and our reses were this. In our old one, we were 5880 life, so more ES. 1283 regen. In this one, we had 1123, and then the reses we slightly more, and also we were Chaos Inoculation. So very nice, beautiful, very smooth transition over to this. We lost Unwavering Stance but gained Chaos Inoculation. Super cool build. The tankiness of the golems was about the same too. Okay, so I just wanted to show that comparison, and then I want to show this is the CIES Spectre version. So they use the same skill tree, and this is the life one. But life one uses differences. Life one had 6.9 with 5880, and the difference was having power and frenzy charges by you use Raise Spectre like this. Raise Spectre, Blood Magic and Power in the helmet with Animate Guardian. And this would get you 3 Spectres. You would get a Host Chieftain, Carnage Chieftain, and Tool, They of Tool. But anyways, I just wanted to show the comparison to show how it's a very, very similar build to the ES one, but now the major difference. Okay, so the difference mainly is the skill tree. So imagine instead of all of this down pathing and all of this strength and all this life, so you see how we spent points here for life, here for life, here for life, and here for life. So instead of those points, you do this. You put it in energy shield, energy shield, energy shield, energy shield, int scaling. We have 1000 intelligence in this build, and 1 point of int of 30 int is equivalent to 129 energy shield. We also use this Watcher's Eye, which is a Clarity ES Watcher's Eye, physical damage taken as lightning while affected by Purity of Lightning, and unaffected by Burning Ground while affected by Purity of Fire. Disgusting. So basically I showed how the build didn't have to sacrifice really anything, and it just gains energy shield, which means it's tankier, and it has Chaos Inoculation, so now you only have to worry about physical and elemental damage. Very cool. And then all this pathing, the intelligence was actually worth something. So then on our items, we were able to get like intelligence, ES, mana stacking, and these things all scale energy shield in the build. So you can see like this boot is 902 energy shield, the glove is 1151, this amulet is 653, the ring is, like, this is crazy, right? Where's the shield? I don't even see it. It's too much shit. But point is, we are able to have items that scale energy shield way more. Because, like, imagine one item in your build, like your glove, giving you 1100 life. That's not gonna happen, dude. Even fully strength and life, there's no way. You're not getting 1100. So this is the whole point about energy shield. You can invest more, you can scale it more. This is the late game, the end game of the Golem build. It's pretty disgusting. And then we took this to 1500 Delve. So now that I've compared it and shown it off compared to the Life version to show how it's worth doing this and how you could invest more, I'm going to now explain the build. So this is a Stone Golem build. The point of the build is these Stone Golems kill everything. They give you life regen, which is converted to energy shield regen through Zealot's Oath. You literally need Zealot's Oath to make this work. We are Chaos Inoculation, so that our life becomes 1 and we're now immune to chaos damage. So we only have energy shield now, and then we only scale energy shield, intelligence, and mana to get my energy shield up, and then we just cap our reses and have our physical damage reduction. Okay, so now to go through, let me go into game, which I'm going to show you the Spectre version because it's the one, now that I'm done delving, I'm going to be sitting on this one. Okay, so this is my build in game. We have the They Have Tool and then the 2 other Spectres, Carnage and Host Chieftain. The way I keep them alive is by putting them in this helmet, so it's socketed. Gems are supported by level 20 minion life and +3 to level of socketed minion gems. So then we socket in Animate Guardian 2123, an Empower 4, Blood Magic, and Ray Spectre 21. Supposed to be 2123, don't know why I don't have it. Weird actually. Okay, so point is, this Spectre is supported by Minion Life, +3, the Empower, and the Blood Magic. So it's super tanky. You will also find that because of this skill tree, we don't actually take the res on the skill tree, so your minions are going to be squishy, your Spectres and your Animate Guardian. They won't have res cap unless they're near you, and so your build has to be running like Purity of Elements or the Purity of Fire, Lightning, and Ice. But anyways, that is to keep them alive. And then the Animate Guardian's the same Animate Guardian that I recommend on my channel, except in this build you might want to run some elemental res on the helmet and glove because you are missing 35% of every element. So you might want to do that. I did that on the helmet and it hasn't died. Okay, then in my weapon we use the same gems as the life version. So most of the build is the same actually, except for the items, like the physical gear that you put on, and the skill tree. That's the major differences in this. And like I said, the major differences, the reasons why we switched was to be Chaos Knock, so that we could ignore or at least have a better time in fungal caverns and delving, and obviously in anything that does chaos damage we'll be like, wow, chaos inoculation's pretty good. Okay, so the weapon I use, Summon Stone Golem 2123. We link it with an Empower 4, Awaken Brutality, Awaken Multi, Awaken Melee Fizz, and Awaken Minion damage. Easy peasy. In delving I was switching this to Minion Life if my Stone Golems were having trouble surviving. Like I said, in delving, the helmet was my Chaos Golem, so this thing, Chaos Golem, Empower, Feeding Frenzy, Maim, was in the helmet instead. I didn't have Spectres or Animate Guardian. In the boot, I was using an Increased Duration Phase Run. Now I'm using it in the glove. We have Awaken Generosity, Dread Banner. We use Clarity level 1. You have to use this so that the Watcher's Eye works. So Watcher's Eyes only work on you, and so it only works on auras that affect you. So just as an example, if you use Awaken Generosity on Haste, Haste doesn't affect you, therefore you can't use the Watcher's Eye with Haste. If you're using Haste, you can use the Watcher's Eye, like if you're not using Awaken Generosity. Okay, and then, like I said, my boot, I'm using Maim, Feeding Frenzy, Power, Chaos Golem. So this is reverted back for Blight. And then we also have Flame Dash 2123. Okay, so those are all the gems and why I have them. The other thing I want to mention is instead of this setup, so imagine taking out these 4 gems, the Spectre and the Animate Guardian, I had these in the helmet. I put Phase Run, Increased Duration, and Efficacy in the boot with Val Molten Shell. I was using Val Molten Shell for delving. I'll leave both versions in the description below, both the delving with the no Spectres and the normal build with Spectres. And then in the glove, I had a cast 1 damage taken Immortal Call, level 1, 3. Level 1, cast 1 damage taken, level 3, Immortal Call, so that it would help me mitigate LE and physical when I don't get hit very recently, which was in Delving, was happening a lot. Now I'll go through the difference in items. So same weapon that I used in the life build, just for the people who didn't watch the life build, we have a +1 level of socketed gems. Socketed skills deal 20% more attack damage. And we crafted this avian using beast crafting. We multied and added +2 socketed support gems and minion attack speed, and then we double corrupted 17 times and finally got this one with Fortify, god tier weapon. We have a helm, base, item level 86, Elder, Warlord. We got Stone Golems deal 40%. It's a bone helm, so they deal 20% more. Then we got +3 minion life. That was the most important 2 mods on this helmet. And then I got minion damage, intelligence, fire res, cold res. It was just useful stuff in the build. On the Ami, the main priority was +1 all physical skill gems, +1 all strength skill gems. You craft the prefix for increased ES, and the intelligence was the bonus. Amazing, incredible. We anoint Ravenous Horde. On the ring, basically both rings are the same. I went for intelligence, ES, open suffix, and dexterity if I could, and then I slammed them with a Redeemer's Exalted Orb to get minion damage, as you can see, as an extra prefix. The other option was getting like an ES, intelligence, suffix, open, dexterity ring, and slamming for Crusader to get increased energy shield. That's also an option to get tons of energy shield out of the rings instead of going for damage, which I guess isn't that great. So I think the Redeemer is level 80 plus rings, and the Crusader's Exalted Orb for the increased energy shield is 82 plus. The belt is a Crusader Hunter belt, so we got increased maximum energy shield and increased attributes, and then the bonus rolls are ES, armor, strength. We crafted an extra suffix of strength and intelligence. The glove I showed you is 1154 ES. It's disgusting. So this is literally one of the like most amount of ES you could possibly get for a build in a glove almost. It's insane. So it has T1 ES, T1 ES, T1 int, then T4 mana, and a crafted int. Okay, dude. Okay, dude. The boot, ES with 35% move speed and increased ES craft. So this is 200 flat ES. It's disgusting. While coming with 70 res. And I explained the belt. In the belt, I used this Ghastly Jewel. This was a blind, accuracy, ES, mana, super good. So the priorities here would have been ES and blind, but technically the blind is the main priority. And actually, I'm going to replace this with a blind reduce mana probably, so that I can save. I could repath the skill tree and save 8 points. Like, technically spending 8 points for this feels kind of bad, because it's just a jewel socket for 4 when I have a jewel socket for 4 in other places and I'm not taking it. It's like I could reuse these 8 points if I could get the reduced mana on the jewel here, so I don't need this reduced mana jewel, for example. Or if I could get a large cluster with reduced mana, that would be cool too. Okay, so the Ascendancy is the same as the life version. We go Liege of the Primordial and Elemancer as the priorities. Once you have Liege of the Primordial, your golems are immune to LE damage. You have the increased effect of buff granted by your golems and an extra golem. Then you get another golem, more buff effect, and your golem, and you avoid elemental ailments. Whee! Paragon of Calamity is third for the for each element you've been hit by of damage recently, for 8% reduced damage taken of that element and cannot take reflected damage. And then this one gives you increased area for the Cyclone potentially if you want to do that. I was using, in my other option for delving, when I was doing really easy nodes that I know I couldn't die, I was using Cyclone, Fortify, Infused Channeling, and it would make me super tanky, have stun immunity, and phasing. It was really nice. Okay, so that's the Ascendancy. The pots are, I use a Quicksilver with move speed and increased effect. So this instead of 65% move speed. It gives me a lot. 80? Okay. Chemist Silver Flask for the reduced charge and immune to bleed. I used to use immune to bleed on the Quicksilver and move speed on this. It made no sense, so now I use it the proper way. Bleed on the silver. We use Arumis for the block, attack and spell block, and high armor. We can use a Granite Flask with increased armor and like gain a charge when hit or something. Basalt Flask with immune to curse and increased effect. You could run increased duration with immune to curses. That works. And then I still have my immune to curse enduring mana. The reason for this, so if the basalt is down because it's such a short duration, you have this one where you can use it 5 times before you run out of charges, and it lasts so long, so you can literally have permanent stun immunity, curse immunity. And when mapping, if you get temp chains, vulnerability, LE weakness, any of these mods, it's super annoying. Whereas if you have this flask, all of that isn't a thing. This is a series reflection in a flask. It's not great for the Mind Over Matter builds anymore because it doesn't queue the mana, but it's okay. It's still really good. So that's all my flasks, why I use them. Oh, there's many other options instead of them. Okay. What else? So I'll just go over real quick. I chose to get this mana reserve and this mana reserve because I was going next to the CI, and I'm gonna be pathing all of this into, and I can get this socket because it's only 2 points. So then this is only a few points while also getting a lot of ES from this. This is 20%, so it's 10 per point, and also flat 20. It's really good while passing by. And then the extra mana reserve is really nice. You could path through here and spend 3 points and take Indomitable Army instead of these 6. So you don't take these 3 and these 3. But these 3 is really good ES. Like, look, 18%, 6/6. So this is 30% in 3 points. It's 10 per point. Here it is 10 with 5, 5, 5. So it's 15, 25, and 4. But it also gives the mana, which is why it's cool. This one's like the Watcher's Eye, gain 4% of mana as extra maximum energy shield. The Watcher's Eye is giving me the 18% to actually make mana worth something in the build. Really cool. And then we use a combination of int stacking, ES stacking, and mana set. We're trying to average out and balance it so that it's the most beneficial, and that's why I chose the things I did. And then if you were to ask how would you do this without without all the points or all the levels, and it would be probably not to go energy shield, you'd probably go life. But if you do go energy shield, you probably need to have really tanky items, like maybe don't go for the minion damage ring, and you could probably get better rings than me, and then maybe even res so that you don't have to worry, or you could get dex so you don't have to worry about that. And you could get tankier through the helmet instead of getting the damage that I did too. So as the third suffix, a third prefix, if that was increased energy shield, like flat 50, that would be some more energy shield in the build too, just to throw that out there. We may not need all the damage we got in the build, but either way, this is what I put together. The Pantheons I use in this build specifically are Soul of Lunaris and Gruthkul. The reason for Gruthkul is because with the Watcher's Eye, I'm already immune to Burning Ground, so I don't need this. I'm also immune to poison and chaos damage, so I don't need Shakari because I'm chaos inoculation. And so I figured the only next best thing was like Gruthkul or Tukohama if you're doing Blight, but Gruthkul for everything else, why not? And is there anything else? Kill all the bandits, and now basic stuff of just because of people who haven't seen this build, don't know about the life version and just want to do this one. So in this build I ran 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the harmonies, and so I've already made a video about it. You have to find the perfect balance of harmonies for you based on the comparison of your. If you have Awakened Multi, it's 4 strikes of the slam, and then you have to include their cooldown, and you have to include their attack speed, and there's this ratio. So keep that in mind. You're not going to have the same amount as I am, and also if you have to get perfectly rolled ones to have it work out the same. So it's assuming perfectly rolled. So if you don't have perfectly rolled, you'll need even more harmonies. So probably at least 4 or 5 harmonies in your build, and if you have frenzy charges, they have increased attack speed. So just to mention all that, then I use 1 Anima Stone, 1 Primordial Might. I use 3 Jewel large clusters. These have Primordial Bond, Renewal, Rotting Claws, and 2 Jewel sockets with only 8 points. This one uses Feasting Fiends instead of Renewal, and it's because I got the 1% reduced mana corruption on it, and I was like, okay. And we use this medium 5 point. It can be a 5 or 4 point. This has Corrupted Blood on it. You don't need it. Like, you need it somewhere in the build, but it doesn't need to be on this specific one. This is just because I got it on this, and so I didn't need to get it anywhere else, and it's easier to get it everywhere else than it is on this. So I went with it when I found it. Pure Guile, Pure Might, and Jewel Sockets. So Pure Guile and Pure Might is the reduced mana of Purity of Fire and Ice. This helps me reserve the mana for the purities. I also used this medium, which is another 1% reduced mana, and this is a Dreadmarch Renewal. So the main reason for this is because, like I said, so either I can take out this and not need it, the 4 points, right? Or I can save these 4 points on this. The difference is very similar, but the result is the same. I need to reserve 1% more mana with another jewel, and then I can make this swap and save points, and my build will feel better after that. That's one thing I noticed. Okay, I think that's the whole build. Main concept, have golems. Golems kill everything. Big regen. Hope you enjoy. ESCI version was super good. It got me to delve 1500. Live on stream, I'll have videos going up soon of that. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this was a good guide for the ESCI. I hope I did it justice. I hope everyone can follow. And if you still are confused after watching this, then maybe I can recommend going and watching the life version, because I would have explained it differently. And then if both of these builds are too expensive for you, I have a budget build of the stone golems. I might make another one for fun, because it is, and show what a budget build can do, like the cheapest, most cheap possible stone golem, and see what it can do. I don't know. Either way, on the side, just so you guys know, I started a solo self-found hardcore character, so I'm going to be playing that today, see how it goes, see what people's interest is in it, try it out, and see if I can survive through the whole story. Hope you guys come, hang out, pray for my death, you know. Either way, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for all the support. I hope this was helpful for anyone trying to get into the golem build and wanted to do the ESCI. Here's my guide. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for all the support. I'm going to take this opportunity to thank my Patreon and my YouTube members. Thank you guys for all the support. Thank you to anyone new who joins today, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!